Hi, Mathieu. Lovely to have you here. You are a founder and CEO of triPica. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Yes, hello, Ella. Very nice to be here with you today. I'm indeed Mathieu Horn. I'm the CEO of triPica. I've worked in the telco industry for 20 years now, focusing on marketing, strategy, innovation. In fact, I launched in 2012 the first digital telco called Joe Mobile in France, digital MVNO. And since then, I co-founded triPica. We are a digital BSS company. We started in 2016 to help operators fast-track their digital journeys.
Disruption has been the name of your game. You have certainly brought disruption among your competitors. Why are we talking so much about disruption?
Indeed, in the telco industry, we're talking a lot about disruption. And I think if you look back into the years, it's amazing how the telco industry and the device manufacturers as well have brought in terms of innovation to the market in less than 30 years, really. We have ubiquitous connectivity. We have the ability to talk to anybody in the world, anywhere in the world. In fact, we're having supercomputers in our pockets with the smartphones. So, and even that's just mobile, but on the fixed side as well, we have fiber coming to our home with super speed. That's fantastic in terms of innovation. So the industry is always looking for the next big thing. What's going to be the next innovation, the next generation of networks that is going to disrupt again our industry. And when you look at IT, things are moving as well, albeit not quite at the same pace, I would say. In IT, things are clearly going slowly. But now we have cloud, and now with SaaS software, that's the new frontier in IT. That's where the disruption is going to lie in the next few years. And that's also going to be a key challenge for service providers. So we at triPica have indeed been a driver of this IT disruption. Being still a relatively young company, we started already on the public cloud. We started as a SaaS company, a SaaS service provider, and it's a challenge to come with a different model on the market. It's a different business model. It takes education, the procurement team, the IT department, or sometimes a bit uncomfortable with the principle of public cloud and SaaS, and yet this approach was bringing real innovation on the IT landscape. It's really challenging the status quo. And I would think that in that perspective, from the IT side, SaaS is a huge opportunity for MVNOs because they can embrace SaaS faster than their MNO partners. MVNOs, they are living on thin margins, and SaaS is a way for them to limit CapEx in favor of OpEx, to variabilize costs and grab, those extra points of profitability that they can get. But I would say that really the main benefits of SaaS software for MVNOs is that this software does not age. It always progresses. The service to the end user is constantly evolving, and it stays up to date and relevant. And what's better for an MVNO or MNO? So yes, public cloud and SaaS, that's really the new frontier of disruption in IT.
Telco service providers today are being strongly pulled by the digital native and digitally savvy customers to offer them a matching, if not better, digital telco experience to which they are accustomed in their daily lives. How are telco service providers doing in this arena today? Are they meeting their customer expectations?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think in that prospect, the MNOs are doing a bad job. Come to think of it, again, we have these powerful supercomputers in our pocket with the smartphone. But if you look at the telco experience itself, not that much has evolved since the early age of telcos. I mean, if you're a postpaid user, for example, very often you still don't have a real-time monitoring of your data usage. You don't really know how much data you have left. It comes with a delay. If you're lucky, of a few hours, or maybe you have, yesterday's reading. If you're a prepaid user, sometimes, I mean, today you still have to go to a shop to buy a voucher, sometimes even to buy a scratch card that you will use to top up your account. And this has not changed that much in many countries for quite some time. I have a personal experience when you land in a country, you want to go and shop for a local SIM card at the airport. You give your passport and the guy, sometimes it takes forever, like 10 minutes, and the guy is typing on his computer. What on earth could he be doing to just set up and activate a prepaid SIM card that you're going to be using for a couple of days? So yes, we can do better than that. People today are used to the Netflix, the Uber experience. And when you look at banking, for example, the experience of Revolut, that in the UK, it's so easy to open a bank account directly from the mobile app. You can do anything from the mobile app. So people want autonomy. And that's very possible to do as well in telco, but it means that the customer proposition, the user interfaces must be simple. Telcos, I would say, have been quite good in complexifying everything in the user experience, in the shops, in the proposition. And maybe that's just a result of, I don't know, the fast pace of innovation, the cutthroat competition that they've been facing. But I think these times are over. We see that their NPS scores are quite bad. And that players, on the other hand, who embrace a more digital native model are really getting the fruits of simplification. So I think the message here is that we all need to wake up and strive for a better way of doing things for the end user.
eSIM 5G are not future anymore. They are already here. How can triPica help service providers monetize on the opportunities that technology brings?
That's true. I mean, eSIM and 5G are both disruptive technologies that are the latest in the telco space. And I think when you look at 5G, its promise has still to materialize. I mean, beyond the regular download speed, faster ping, etc. So I think it will come to that, but we're not quite there yet on getting the fruits of 5G. eSIM, on the other hand, is a disruption that is happening really today. When you think of it, it's the SIM card is the last physical touch point that can be now removed in favor of a full digital experience. So with eSIM, no more going to a shop, no more waiting for a SIM card to be delivered via the mailman to become a customer. eSIM allows you to join an operator in a matter of minutes. And that's what we have perfected at triPica. We worked on the onboarding journey from our mobile app, allowing you to select a plan, select a phone number, doing the eKYC to scan your passport, and finally downloading the eSIM profile directly to your phone in one simple journey. So it means that when you are an operator, when you have a customer proposition powered by triPica, in 4 minutes, you can come from a prospect to becoming a customer. So there has never been, I think, a technology that could disrupt this much the acquisition business model of service provider. It's really great. And it needs to be embraced now. And that's not easy for most telco. In fact, it's really a challenge. I meet with a lot of teams who are struggling with the eSIM journeys, in fact. Looking again at MNOs, they have invested a lot of their time in a web shop to be able to sell online. They have invested in building self-care, first on the web and then on the app. But those two pieces of technology are not glued together. They cannot work together. And with eSIM, you have to have a journey that in just one simple flow goes from the web shop part, ordering, and the activation part and the self-care part, all in a single journey. And that's complex to solve, but this issue, triPica has completely solved it. So our app is in fact what's called a carrier app, meaning that the download of the SIM profile is embedded in the sign-up journey itself. So there is no complexity at all for the end user. It just works. It's fantastic. I wish I could give you a demo today, but people will who want a demo can get in touch and will be happy to show that to them.
For telco service providers, the time to market is a critical success factor when launching a digital brand. Most recently, you launched Source, a digital eco-friendly brand in France. Please tell us more about it.
Indeed. Last September, Bouygues Telecom, which is one of the large MNO in France, launched an amazing new proposition branded Source. It's the first eco-friendly proposition addressing the topic of our digital carbon footprint. So the big idea behind the Source is that all unused data of your plan is turned into donation to projects, charities of your choice, giving you, in fact, an incentive to be frugal in the way you use the 4G network. And from the Source mobile app, it helps you monitor your data usage, and it incentivizes you to turn to Wi-Fi whenever possible, rather than use the 4G, which we know is using more electricity, more resources, and so has a bigger impact on the carbon footprint. So this project has been a fantastic challenge. Bouygues Telecom wanted to launch super fast, and we made that possible for them thanks to our SaaS proposition and our white label mobile app. In order to go super fast, we integrated to their network, the Bouygues Telecom network, using their MVNE access points. And the whole project has been delivered in 4 months only. So imagine that you have, in just 4 months, a full-blown innovative telco in an app delivered to the market. It's really a dream for marketeers to be able to go that fast. And we've done that with Bouygues Telecom, but in fact, it's a constant with triPica. We've done that as well. With the other proposition that we have launched on the market. And actually, even this week, triPica, in fact, is in both the telco industry, but as well in the energy industry. We are helping energy suppliers with the billing system as well. And this week, we have launched a new greenfield player in France, and we did this project in 3 months and 2 days. I mean, that's how fast we can be. We're now down to counting the number of days of a project, not a number of months. So speed is also our forte at triPica.
Switching to the MNO perspective, we see their objective in a maturing market is to successfully segment customer propositions. MVNOs are a way of achieving their objective. How can you help them be more efficient there?
Yes, it's true that especially when you look at mature market where the penetration rate is above 100% of the population, between MNOs, it's now a battle for market share. You need to steal customer from the competitor. And in order to achieve that, you need to diversify. MNO need to diversify their proposition. It's not one brand fits all. So what's happening is that they are launching a second brand, they are acquiring MVNOs to maximize their network market share. So one example is, I mean, we just spoken with of Bouygues Telecom, who launched Source, this digital-friendly operator. So that's one way of addressing a specific segment of the population. But we've also launched, for example, in Malaysia with Celcom Axiata, their digital brand Yudu, that's addressing the youth segment. In the French West Indies, we have helped Digicel launch their own digital brand called Wheezy to protect their market share against a new entrant on their market. But when you look at it from an MNO perspective, how do you manage all those different propositions? You have your own digital brands, you have MVNOs knocking at your door, and it's complicated for you because their stack, the MNO stack, historically, they have not been set up to manage multiple propositions like that. They have been set up to manage their own brand. So indeed, there are MVNE solutions that have popped up on the market that some MVNO will turn to because they will offer competitive multi-tenant solutions for them. But in fact, when you do that, you're adding an extra player in the value chain, and we know that the margins for MVNO are quite thin. And the downside for the MNOs is that they all those players on a multi-tenant stack, they will pretty much all share the same consumer proposition, because when you're on a multi-tenant system, there's very, very little room for customization and for making your own brand shine. So that's not what you want as an MNO. you want to help widen the diversity of customer propositions so that you can address larger segment and you can properly, as an MNO, help segment that market, because in the end, that's your key objective. So we took all those pain points in mind, and we at triPica, we have come up with a very innovative SaaS MVNE layer that solves all the problems of the MNO. I won't go too much in the technical details, but basically our MVNE layers, it offers both a common management of key resources like MSISDN or SIM inventory. It gives a unified access point to the MVNO, to the MNO network. And plus it brings to the MNO a powerful wholesale billing engine in order to do the housekeeping and properly invoice their MVNO client. And then on top of that MVNE layer, we offer still our SaaS digital BSS stack that can be custom tailored for each brand. So each proposition can still benefit from its own originality. You don't have to share, like in a multi-tenant environment, the same proposition as your neighbor. You can have your own identity, customer proposition, customer experience, or you can plug your own CRM system if you are bringing your own. So it's a very innovative offering that we have now, and we've been discussing about this with a few MNOs, especially in Asia, these last few weeks, where the scene is really bubbling with new MVNOs and new digital second brands popping up everywhere. So we think this new approach is going to be very successful.
Mathieu, it was great chatting to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ella.